recognize a few of you because I have kids that attend some of the schools that you have been in. Good morning, Chris. It's nice to meet you. Every now and then we have a privilege to meet a person who has decided to make a stand or to make a difference by demonstrating their determination to call attention to something that matters to them. Kristopher Knowles is one of those people. Reading the brochure that chronicles Kris'S story and his step-by-step efforts to bring organ tissue donations to the fore, one cannot help but admire his fortitude and determination. On behalf of the Mayor, City Council, and citizens of Guelph, it is my great pleasure to present you, Kris, with a certificate that I have and I'll give to you, and a few goodies from us. And I wish you all the best in your trek. You are an inspiration to us all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey, for your kind words. We now welcome our newly elected MPP, Liz Sandals.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here this morning. I'm glad you've all had a walk and had lots of fresh air. I'm really pleased that King George Public School is the school that was part of Kristopher's tour, because we were just chatting down at the front here, and I actually went to kindergarten and grade 1 at King George School. So you're one of the schools that I used to go to. And you're probably asking yourself, how could I go to kindergarten at a grade 7-8 school? But when it was actually first opened, it was a K-8 school. And what you guys think is the library, I think is the kindergarten room. So I'm really pleased that you're here, but I also feel like I've got a bit of a connection with Kristopher, because I have a cousin who is severely diabetic, and in fact did have to have a liver transplant. And fortunately for him, he came to the top of the list and was able to get that liver transplant, and it was very successful. He's doing really well since the transplant. But this is really important that people understand the importance of donating organs. So I would like to thank Kristopher and his family and all the people who have been involved with the organization of Kristopher's tour and welcoming him here in Guelph, that for the work they're doing in helping us to make people aware. And one of the things that you can do, because most of you don't have driver's licenses, but you can go home and talk to your parents about your parents' driver's license, and talk to your parents about whether they would like to fill out the organ donor section on their driver's licenses, because Kristopher is very correct. We have a huge problem with getting people to volunteer to donate organs, and you can actually help increase the number of donors by talking to people in your own family who have driver's licenses. At this time, I'd like to call on Kristopher to come and accept a plaque. Kristopher's going to get as much exercise walking back and forth across the stage here as he did walking around outside this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sandals. At this time, we would like to welcome the Honorable Brenda Chamberlain, our MP, to welcome Kristopher to Guelph.
Thank you. Well, good morning all, and a special welcome and good morning to Kristopher. You know, Ryan, you started off this morning by talking about your brisk walk, but you know, many people that don't have the right organs, that are failing them, they can't do what you did today. To actually walk here in this nice, cool weather and feel it and feel what that feels like. So you know, Kristopher, what you're doing is bringing awareness, but also giving a gift, the gift of life to many people by making people aware that this is an important issue. We often think, what can we do? We're only one person. Well, you've shown what you can do. It's tremendous. And as people, as individuals, every single one of us, I understand there's about 500 students here today, each of you can make a difference. It may not be walking across Canada. It may just start with shoveling a walk, or being kind to someone, or helping someone to carry their groceries. Any little thing. But it does make a difference in people's lives. And sometimes, just like you, Kristopher, it saves lives. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. You're doing a tremendous thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Brenda Chamberlain, for those inspiring words. On behalf of our school and Kristopher, we would like to offer our thanks to the Elementary Teachers Federation for their generous donation which allowed us to make today's press conference possible. Please welcome Ruth McLean from the Elementary Teachers Federation.
Good morning. I bring the enthusiastic greetings of the elementary teachers of the Upper Grand today. We were thrilled to get the phone call from Sarnia asking for the donation because we hadn't heard about Kristopher's wish. When I presented that request to the donation committee chair, she was also thrilled to say, of course we'll do that. She remembers when she saw Terry Fox on a highway one day driving with her parents, and they came upon Terry Fox walking, and she said, hearing about Kristopher's wish brought that memory to her, and she said to send her best wishes to Kristopher too. When I was 13, I had many wishes that are typical of a teenager of the 60s. One of them was to see the British rock group, the Beatles, because they were coming to Toronto to Maple Leaf Gardens, and I really wanted to see them. I would guess that Kristopher has many wishes that are typical of a 13-year-old too. One of his wishes, though, we know about, and that is his wish to help other people who are in need of an organ transplant. This is a noble wish, because he wants to do something bigger than himself. Kristopher's wish isn't just about a want, like mine was, but it's about a need. Many people, including himself, don't just want an organ transplant, they need it. And that is why we're here today. Chris's wish is unique. It has such a special meaning that has caused all of us to be here and support him. We're gathering so that we can help make his wish a reality. Thank you, Kristopher, for giving us the opportunity to be inspired by your courageous spirit. Thank you for providing an avenue where we as Guelphites and Canadians can help bring awareness to this worthy cause. And thank you, students and staff of King George. Along with the Board of Education and working together, you are making this event happen. Let us all consider the importance and power of a wish and the difference that a wish can make in people's lives. Thank you.
Thank you for those words of welcome, Ms. McLean, and once again, thank you for your generous donation. We would also like to send a very special thank you to Mr. Ismail, who owns the Super 8 Motel in Guelph. They have very generously provided accommodation to Kristopher and his crew while they are staying in Guelph. Your kindness and generosity is appreciated very much. And now we would like to ask Mrs. Mason to say a few words on behalf of King George Public School.
Where do I begin? First of all, I'd like to welcome Kristopher and George and their crew. I had the pleasure of speaking to you on the phone on several occasions. I've seen your photo in the newspaper, I've seen you in television interviews, but it's much nicer to see you in person. Secondly, I'd like to thank the staff and students of King George School. You took up the extraordinary challenge for Kristopher's wish and have been very generous. I'm very proud